right now I want to talk about something that's drawn a lot of ire in this province over the last few weeks and months, and it's a story that won't go away until a resolution is, reached, or common sense prevails, you would say. The continuing saga that is the Quebec Soccer Federation not allowing children, teenagers as well, of course, to play soccer with any kind of headwear concurrently. Not allowing turbans while these kids are playing soccer, and so these kids are being made to choose between their religion and their passion. And it's not something that you haven't heard already over the last few weeks. It's made headlines everywhere. Of course, the latest news with it coming out that the Canadian Soccer Association has come out and said, yeah, we have no problem with it. Quebec, go ahead, allow it. And stubbornly, narrow-mindedly, whatever the term you want to use, it's getting out of hand. I mean, they're really sticking to their guns. And, of course, Mo, the head of the Quebec Soccer Federation, coming out this week and kind of just angering people, not just Sikhs, but of other backgrounds as well, with just a very ignorant statement.
They've always been a terrible federation. I'll be just blunt about it. People I've spoken to in the soccer community, and I'm pretty well connected with the localites who play the sport, say it's unfortunate because there's so much politics, to use that term, in this situation here when it comes to selecting kids to their higher up teams will not type of thing here. Mm-hmm. That when it comes to such a little thing like this, whether you're Sikh, Jewish, religions in between, certain ethnicities that have sort of style of headwear or gear that they wear on the streets, that unfortunately that you're not going to allow a young or a group of kids, because it's just more than one person here in the situation, to play a sport that they love, watching on TV, idolizing their favorite players on the pitch, to go out there and play with everyone else out there. You have to educate the young generation that it is accepted to accept different religions, colors, races, the whole 9 yards, because you're going back to Stone Age time here. You become a dinosaur province compared to everyone else.
Yeah, you go back to assimilate or else, and that's the mentality that's coming across from the Quebec Soccer Federation. It's really, really something that's abhorrent to me. I mean, we're talking about 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds. Let them play. What are we worried about here? What are they making millions of dollars? We're worried about competitive play and sponsorship. We're talking about teenagers. I mean, this is absolutely sickening to me that they've gone this far. So-called enforcing FIFA, what is it, Law 4, so whatever it is, taking their own interpretation of the law and saying, no, you cannot wear these turbans while you play. It's unacceptable to me, or to us, I should say. And I find this just so disheartening that an actual federation, a so-called federation, would go to these lengths. And to stick to their guns this long, I don't know if they're getting the mandate from sponsors. I'm not saying that their sponsors are trying to help them enforce it. I'm not trying to say that the government themselves is doing it, but you got to start to wonder. You know, things start to turn in your head when a federation sticks to their guns this long. And the most upsetting thing about it as well is they say, according to them, that it is a security risk or a safety situation if something would fall off the head and another player would slip on it. All right, here's the deal. First of all, players are wearing cleats. Okay, that gives you some pretty good grip on whatever you're running on, even if something fell on the ground. Number two, look at baseball. Somebody rounds first, their helmet comes flying off sometimes. I don't think anybody's worried about that. I mean, I've never heard an injury about a baseball helmet coming off. Dave, have you ever rounded a base and your baseball helmet came off, or you ducked a pitch?
Yes, but in fairness, now I don't agree with the ban on the turban, obviously, but in fairness to that point, when I'm running, there's nobody running behind me if my helmet falls off, so nobody's going to trip over that thing.
That was a first baseman.
No, I mean, the helmet's not coming off. If it's coming off anywhere, it's in the run from first to second. I mean, that's one person. On a soccer field, there are a lot more people kind of running around, so...
My favorite aspect to this week was the Montreal Gazette went to the I think it was the Montreal Children's Hospital and said, talk to us about soccer injuries. And they said, well, in the X amount of years we've had 10,000 soccer injuries reported, and not one of them has been as a result of slipping on a turban or any kind of headwear that has fallen on the pitch. So So the doctor that was quoted was saying, or the spokesman was basically saying, I'd love to know why the Quebec Soccer Federation is using this as the reason. Give me a concrete example. Show me somebody that suffered an injury as a result of this. 514-790-1690. If you want to weigh in on this, you can go to line 1 here. We'll go to Eitan, and he wants to talk about this. Go ahead. Hello? Oh, he's gone. All right. Mo, is this something that you think will turn around, or do you think they'll just stick with it till the end of the year?
They will die by this rule until they are forced to change it. Obviously, they use the deflection of FIFA, saying FIFA has to okay this, and thus trying to deflect the pressure or the attention towards the Quebec Soccer Federation here. But moving ahead, though, I mean, it definitely will deter kids from playing soccer, and that's as odd as this may sound. This may actually encourage these kids who may not be allowed to play different sports such as baseball. And again, we mentioned last week when you had on the two scouts about how baseball registration has increased post Expos moving from Montreal in 2004. And that's the problem, though. Soccer is one of those cheapest sports where all you need is a ball, a pair of cleats, and shin guards, and boom, you're ready to play.
If you go to the Quebec Soccer Federation's Facebook page, it's really quite comical what's going on. They post pictures and videos about their various activities, and what's happening is that people are using this as a forum to absolutely, rail on them and vent about what's going on. And so they're having to delete their own pictures and photos because of all the comments that are coming in on this subject. And you'd be hard pressed to go to their Facebook fan page and see a picture that doesn't have a comment underneath that's just absolutely enraged about their current stance. And it's not coming from, John Smith or only one type of ethnicity or background. It's all different types of names and people that are weighing in, which is really nice to see. And then you got one guy, right? There's always one sort of, I don't want to say overtly racist guy, but maybe he is, saying, good, let them stay where they, but it's a very interesting dynamic. What you're seeing there is hey, you want to throw pictures and videos out there. You want people to interact with you on your fan page. Well, you're going to have to be ready to face the consequences and the commentary of people that are not happy with what's going on. And that's what we're seeing on this page.
I don't understand, though. I mean, I haven't really followed this story, but when did this start? I mean, what prompted this ban? I don't really understand why this came to be. I mean, how long has this been going on?
Well, obviously, this is actually stemming from a year ago or 2 years ago when the original story came out of this kid from LaSalle who wasn't allowed to play, and it's now carried over to present-day moment here, and obviously it's now garnered more attention. And again, as Matt pointed out to before with the Quebec Soccer Federation and their Twitter account and various images that they posted on their official walls and whatnot, they've taken a beating from or criticism from a lot of people out there. So really, it's and like in today's social media, right? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. You are open to being, I guess, criticized by all those out there.
Absolutely, and rightfully so. Let's go to 810. I think he's on the line now. Go ahead, sir.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
Very good. First of all, this whole ban thing is absolutely absurd. I mean, let's be real about this. It affects minor soccer mainly, and at the end of the day, when you're talking about little kids, I mean, it affects nobody. When they get to elite soccer, at the end of the day, themselves, people that will be wearing the turban will be disadvantaged by wearing a turban anyways, because that's when, let's say, using your head in that level hockey comes into effect a little more, and then they don't have as much control of the ball when hitting the ball with whether their turban or their head. I mean, obviously with their head is going to be much better. So bottom line is for minor soccer, it's absolutely insane and ridiculous. And my personal opinion, and I've been seeing a lot of things that have been happening lately with the new government in place in Montreal, and I know it's a sports show, but the bottom line is this is definitely an agenda by the government, because there's so many random things that are happening with whether it's language things, and again, the whole Pasta Gate thing that happened recently, and now they're going after different restaurants.
Well, again, we can't prove the link between the Quebec Soccer Federation and the provincial government.
Well, who runs the Quebec Soccer Federation?
Well, I would assume it's a self-running entity.
So to make that link, I think it's dumb. It's a
unless
jump.
there's a funding link. We did get one tweet coming in from a longtime listener of TSN 690, Sports Tots on Twitter.com. Ian Smith says, quick question. Why the silence from Joey Saputo and Saputo, a sponsor of the QSF? Well, I think it's a no-win situation, really, for any of the sponsors. They want to distance themselves from this story. So I think that's the reason for that.